Effective communication. That's what we have, feedback. We need feedback. Sometimes you can communicate with somebody and you think they hear what you're saying, and they really don't hear what you're saying because they're watching TV and you're talking on commercials. But it is important to understand and to communicate in the same language, that they hear what you say. So even for you, if you say something to somebody, you want to make sure that they hear what you're saying. So sometimes have them repeat it. That's why we have feedback. You have two people communicating, and you need to have value communication skills. And to do that, that's what our topic is today, is to help remind you how to do that. And we have a series that we do in understanding effective communication. We have an empowerment series that we've been conducting. And in our empowerment series, we give you tools that helps you become better, stronger, more confident in life choices, that it would empower you to take action for your life, to transform your life. So if you're part or you're here for the first time, this is Free and One Training Institute. And under Free and One Training Institute, we provide training that will empower you in different skills of your life. And this is part of our empowerment series. So we welcome you. My name is Dr. Yolanda Young Simmons, and I'm here as your facilitator for this session. Effective communication is listening. It is listening. It's about listening. Yes, it's about listening. And it's about turning your camera on so that people can see that you are here. Yes. My camera was on, but not on. So now it's about listening and hearing. And for the first time, you're listening and hearing. And I want to keep all my bloopers right there on the video because I want to show you that we're all just human, and we're all human, and we're on a journey. And in this journey, it's okay to make mistakes. And I make mistakes, and I ask for your forgiveness as I make that mistake. But I'm moving forward. Hopefully, effective communication, you're listening and you're hearing what I'm saying. So today, the importance of effective communication starts with an attitude. Look at the young lady. She definitely has an attitude. She has an attitude. Look at her body language. Her body language is speaking something. Just take a note of the picture. And if you want to be heard and you want people to communicate with you effectively, then you have to understand that you may be the problem. They may not be the problem. You may be the problem. You have an attitude, your body language, you entered the room incorrectly, and the body language is stating that there is a problem. But ouch, 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 ouch. Here it comes. Here it comes. Beware. This may hurt because sometimes that's the way we learn. Sometimes you must hurt in order to know, fall in order to grow, lose in order to gain, because most of life's greatest lessons are learned through pain. And that's I gave credit to where credit is due, www.livelifehappy.com. Feel free to log into any of their really nice quotes and sayings. And this is part of our empowerment series. And we wanted to encourage you to know that sometimes it hurts. Ouch, it does hurt to grow. But when you grow, then you are in a better place. You're in a more knowledgeable position. You have to do the inside work, and sometimes doing the inside work, that's what I call it, it hurts. But there's 8 ways to communicate good communication skills. Be a good listener. Make sure that as you're communicating, you're really listening. You're not just pretending to listen, but you're listening and you're paying attention. And you're paying attention without judgment of the other person. You're listening and being a good listener. It's so many ways, or so many people that are not good listeners. Give respect while you're listening without judgment, once I said before, but give them your undivided attention. You can even, when you give respect, you can ask them, what's your name? If you're talking to a person or somebody stopped or interrupted you, you can take a moment and give them your undivided attention. Become a good listener. Manage your emotions and learn how to communicate well. And I told you about that body language. So watch out for that body language because it will really communicate what you didn't expect that it would communicate to other people because of your body language. Maybe you're standing with your arms crossed and you're really not attentive to what's happening. But be attentive to what's happening and make sure your body language don't give a different message that is communicating. Always remember to follow up on requests or complaints. If somebody call you or tell you about something and you never gave them follow up, that's almost disrespectful. They feel like you did not communicate. But establish professional boundaries. Always do that. And don't take anything personal. Always remember, it's not about you. Learn how to not to take things personal just because it may be a conversation about you, to you, but don't personalize it. Maybe it's something they want to get off their chest. And sometimes that happens. So, we make sure that we practice good communication skills. If you look at the list, there's only 7, and I guarantee that I will give you 8 ways to practice good communication skills. And you can become a good listener right away. You can give respect to others right away. You can manage your emotion, your body language. You can establish a professional boundary, and you could right away not take it personal. You can listen to them, hear them, understand that it's not directed at you personally. So you must always do that. But there is 8 ways. Learn how to forgive yourself and others. That's the ouch. The ouch is when you're communicating, you want to make sure you're sincere in your communication skills. And so you have to learn to forgive yourself if you've done something that shouldn't have been done or you did it improper. Forgive yourself and move forward. And then you can forgive others. So don't always take it personal. Effective communication can sometimes start with an apology. Please forgive me. You could be in a relationship or in a house with a spouse or a loved one or children. You may have made some mistakes. You didn't get a manual on how to raise children. So you can always say, please forgive me. I didn't give you this, but I want to do better. So once again, work on the inside person. Effective communication can start with an apology. You can always apologize for something that you may have done, present or past, or you wasn't aware that you offended a person. And so when you're not aware and you communicate, mainly in a marriage, if you're in a marriage and you're not effectively communicating, then you don't know they hurt. But sometimes my husband always tell me, just because you don't feel it doesn't mean it didn't hurt me. It hurt me. Whatever you said hurt me. So you have to take into consideration as you deal within yourself that you hurt somebody else and that person deserves an apology. Forgiveness is a decision. And so just like they make a decision to forgive you, you make a decision to forgive yourself. Now make a decision to forgive others. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and then discover that that prisoner could have been you. It's not an easy decision to make, as we must all confront our past, because our past, this whole journey of forgiveness is a lifelong journey in ourselves and in our relationship to others. We have to remember that it affects others in our communication. So you seek to understand why you couldn't forgive, understand what you have to forgive, understand why they did what they did. It may have been a source that only they know, but seek to understand. And no revenge. Don't sit around and figure out how you could be revengeful because of what they did, because that's not forgiveness. Decide to show compassion. As we confront our past, you must do it with compassion. As we confront others, and if we make a decision to forgive, it must be done in love. Don't let yesterday take up too much time of your today. Practice that's what Will Rogers said. He said that, and that's so valuable. You want to live in a present moment. You don't want to live in the past because you forgot or didn't forgive a person that deserved forgiveness or that offended you. It doesn't mean they didn't offend you. I'm not telling you to go and have tea and crumpets with them. I'm telling you, forgive them so that you can live your life free and that you're no longer in bondage of what they've done or what they said to you. Nelson Mandela said, as I walked out of the door towards the gate that would lead me to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatreds behind, I would still be in prison. Nelson Mandela's to forgiveness is noticed in his belief. If I did not leave my hatred and bitterness behind, I'll still be in prison. So many of us have not left that hatred or bitterness behind. Learn to forgive and move forward. And Nelson Mandela, he was in jail 27 years. What a price to pay. And then that whole 27 years, I'm quite sure he had enough hatred to build a brick wall. But you have to understand that he understood that he went beyond his pain, his anger, and he found strength in forgiveness. He says forgiveness is not a weakness, but it's a strength. So if you want to be strong, learn how to forgive others, as Mandela did. Focus on the future and not on your past. With that in mind, forgiveness is a powerful tool. It gives you healing, transformation. It allows you to focus on your future. And spiritually, forgiveness is in the Bible. We talk a lot about faith. We talk a lot about, Lord, bless me with this. Lord, heal me. Lord, move me forward. Lord, give, give, give. Like he's an ATM machine. We talk a lot about that. And God will give you the desires of your heart. The promises are in the Bible. It will truly come to pass. But in that Bible, Mark 11 and 20, it talks a lot about faith and about he will give you the desires and the things you can do. But there's a but. But first, forgive. You must forgive anyone you have a grudge on. Forgiveness is a very powerful tool that God believes that we are to love everyone. And in order to love them, that's what that red heart represents. We have to forgive them, sincerely forgive them, because you don't want your prayers hindered. You want to be free. You want to move forward. You want to focus on the things that God has called you to do and to be. So please, forgive them. Understand, forgive them. Make that decision to forgive anybody that hurt you so your prayers are not hindered. God forgave you. Now it's time for you to forgive others. And my name, as I mentioned before, is Dr. Simmons. If you have any questions, you can email me at fnotraining@gmail.com. And one of the things I truly believe, and I thank you for joining me and letting me be of service during the session, but God has called ordinary people to do extraordinary things, and you may be that one that will do extraordinary things. Do the inside work. Work on the inside man so that you will not be in prison. Forgive someone today. Thank you.